If you dislike patterns and enjoy going your own way, you'll enjoy our style of movie reviews. Welcome to Flip for Flicks. I'm Tim, and we do, in fact, I'm stumbling on my words, but we do, in fact, review movies in our own way.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it.
A little connection to the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good connection. It was strong.
Mm-hmm.
I liked your hat. I think I'm gonna lean to his side on this one, on Sam. Better than a pun.
Better than a pun.
Rude.
But I'll go next. I'm Adam.
Hi.
I got social media this week, so we're on Instagram and Twitter-ish. We're at Flipper Flick, so if you want to catch us there, we've been trying to catch up because there's this big thing that we're sponsoring a category in a film festival for Beaufort International Film Fest. That is on February 22nd to the 27th, so we're going to give a little extra coverage there. So we're trying to catch up on everything. Hopefully by the time this episode releases, we're caught up. Which it's like February 10th for this episode, supposedly. Do we have a website? Yes, we do. It's flipperflix.com. And you can recommend movies for us there. It's great if you want to. We love recommendations. We only have one left for the season, but, season 2's only like 7 episodes left after this. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel?
Weird.
Like, whoa.
Because the first season was so long.
Well, yeah. The first season was 70 episodes. Second season, 27.
Yeah.
We decided to trim it down a little bit. You can rate us. Yeah, rate and review us over at like Apple Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. And I don't actually know many other places that let you rate. But yeah, our episodes release at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, so catch us then if you want to be up to date. But I mean, if you want to catch us at like 5 p.m. when the episode accidentally releases late one time, you can do that too. Mm-hmm. But other than that, Sam's up to bat.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you like that rhyme?
I did like it.
Yeah.
Props for you.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
So I am Sam.
Hear her roar.
Last week I spun. I never know what to decide.
Why do we always say roll?
I don't know. I don't like saying I spun,
RNG'd.
even though I spun.
Yeah, I got the RNG factor, the ring.
Anyway, dealer's choice, which for that category you get to pick whatever you want. And so I had a little bit of a crisis there for like a day or two. So I was like, what am I going to pick? Like, anything's at my feet. And unlike Adam, who put this category on because he specifically wanted to watch something.
Which movie?
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote,
You're
back in
goddamn
season
right.
1. I didn't have anything. And I was like, all right. So I feel like for this category, I have to either, like, chose the movie that got me into, like, movies, or I have to just choose a movie that I really love. And so I went with the second one, and I chose The Way, Way Back. It's one of my favorites, and it is on HBO Max. And I didn't look up the synopsis. I'm going to try my luck with a synopsis myself, because I've seen this movie enough.
Did you really not look it up?
I did not. I'm going to tell you what the synopsis is.
Oh, you're doing a self-procured synopsis.
Correct.
A Flipper Flicks
we-
original synopsis.
Yeah.
Are we gonna
Do
have
you
to
want
do
to
this?
check it?
No, I have
Versus
faith in you.
HBO Max?
No,
See
I'm
how
I know
close
what
I am?
HBO Max's is, so.
Okay. So you'll be able
Tim's
to tell
got
how
you.
close I am. All right. So, a young boy from a broken family finds solace in his summer job at a water park. Does that
Very
sound like an
close,
HBO
yeah.
Max
That's
synopsis?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much reworded.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
They describe.
See?
I mean, it's literally like the same length. They described him as an introverted kid.
They did.
and he
I
finds
remember
like
reading
happiness in his, I don't know, something to do with the. They described the people at the. water park. I can't remember
almost
what they
did
said.
that.
They said something
Yeah.
like funny or like something like some kind of like hooligan crew or something like that.
Yeah. I almost went that way. I was almost like, ooh, find it in like the people, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it short, simple, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so should I go
Yeah,
into
go to your
my
expectations.
expectations? I was like, how do we
Come
do
on.
this?
This is one of the few things we have a pattern for.
That's true. Okay. So I was pumped to watch this movie. I really
Always
like
are.
this
Always
movie.
am.
I think one of the reasons that it like caught my eye is because like we all worked at a theme park, right? We've always talked about this. And so it's just like one of those things that's like close to my heart. And so I was excited to watch it again. Adam, thoughts?
Me? I'm going second. Shit. Do I
Not
ever go
prepared.
second?
I don't think so.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
knocked off his guard.
I know. As far as mine go, I was excited
Okay.
because I love this film. Also, I love Sam Rockwell's shenanigans, just pure shenanigans throughout the film.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I was really pumped about that.
Nice.
How about you, Tim?
I've only heard of this movie and I don't know, from a few people. Definitely Sam's talked about it before. Hadn't seen it, obviously. But I've always heard good things whenever somebody describes it. And I always knew there was a movie out there where Steve Carell was the bad guy.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
apparently the one that it is.
Yep.
So I was interested in a lot of angles on it because Steve Carell, like, I feel like difficult for him to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
He just leans into that happy person.
Yeah, like even his voice and stuff. So, I wasn't really sure how much because I did read the synopsis, and I guess I kind of forgot about the water park part. So I wasn't sure how much that was going to be in the movie, but I was like, oh, is it going to be like a Kings Island crew again? Another movie like that with the. So, I was excited for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So spoilers, if you haven't seen this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Steve Carell's a dick.
Steve Carell's a dick.
Yeah, like he complained. Like one of the first things is like the whole rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, right off the bat, you're like, oh, all right, this is
All
who
right,
he
this
is.
guy's a fucker.
Yeah.
Which apparently the writer, so one of the writers, I'm gonna just spoil this for myself, is Lewis.
Oh.
So Lewis wrote this film, and he based this whole movie off of a situation he had with his own stepfather, which more or less was that conversation.
Wait, so who was Lewis?
Lewis was
the
the guy
bald
in
guy.
the rental hut that was constantly
Oh,
trying to quit,
the
and then he
glasses?
never
Yeah,
did.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So yeah, like this is like semi like factual from his life.
Gotcha, okay.
And I'm
Oh
like,
my
ooh,
god.
who says that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was complaining like how he doesn't hang out with kids his own age. He gets there and the next door neighbor's like, you can hang out with Peter. A kid not his own age.
Yeah, not even
Right.
close.
I was like, oh my god, rolling my eyes. I knew that was coming, so I was able to jot that down when I first heard that comment. I was like, ooh, I gotta write it down.
Nice.
But this movie, the other problem with this one is, since I've seen it, is like all I wanted to do is write down the quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, like I mean, even the stepsister, but they're not married, so it's not stepsister, girlfriend. I don't know. We're gonna call him step I'm gonna
Sure,
call him
that
step
works.
even.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She at the beginning was like, "Don't die. I don't need that hanging over my head." And I was
Yeah.
like, she's so bitchy.
Yeah.
She really was.
She actually kind of grew by the end.
Mm-hmm. Slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
barely.
Slightly. Compared to like Trent,
Yeah.
Steve Carell's
Sure.
character.
Yeah.
Fuck. God damn it. My sister or somebody, I don't know who, but in high school when The Office first came out, they told me that Steve Carell's last name was pronounced Carroll. And
Yeah.
they corrected me over and over, so I can't fucking say his name.
Yeah.
So if I call him the wrong thing, that's why.
You just flip flop back
I
and forth
do.
on his name.
Sorry. I wanted to get that out there. Somebody fucked up my brain when I was younger. It sounds really bad. Not like that.
Vibe.
How about the
anyway,
neighbor, though?
Oh
I
my
love
god.
her. She's such a bad mom. It's like
She's
so
legit the
bad.
worst parent.
Well,
You're
it's,
the
it's
eye
funny
patch. It
because,
creeps
like,
people
I was like,
out.
oh, she's just going to be kind of, like, annoying because he was like,
Yeah.
like, when they first come out. And then she starts, like, oversharing all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, all right. Yeah, she's going to be kind of awful. And then she always points at her kid's fucking eye. It's like, you can't do anything about it. Leave it alone.
I know.
Trying to cover it up and shit. Oh, my.
You should wear an eye patch. It really confuses people. It doesn't. I've known people with lazy eyes. You just
Yeah.
accept that they have a lazy eye.
Right, you just,
Yeah.
yeah.
she's just like constantly harping on him and about his eye, and it's terrible. It really is.
It really is. I feel like there's like this whole. I think Susanna says it later. Her daughter, how it's like adult spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the mom, Betty, was just like, has this like, puts on this like crazy show because that's how she feels like everybody's supposed to be.
Yeah. I could see that. I also don't quite understand this movie. Are there people who take a whole summer off, and how? Like,
Yeah,
I understand
what?
teachers, but none of them were teachers to my knowledge. So, like, how do you get your, like, I don't know. That's just confusing to me.
I know that he was a car salesman.
Okay.
You know, it's a salesman, but I like to call him salesman.
Okay.
It's fun. And she owned her own catering business, so she's her own boss.
Okay.
So those two I can get there. Well, not really. I don't know if he's a used car salesman. I just assume he is. Because he's kind of scummy, and that's just, like, the stereotype.
But it's like 3 months to take off.
It
Yeah,
is.
I
a
wonder
long
if he
time.
like runs the place or something.
Oh, could be.
Maybe he owns his own dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like a car salesman would have a
beach
second
house.
a beach house in Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Like, it's not just a beach house. It's like a beach house in a fucking expensive area.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, he wasn't... Steve Carell... I had to enunciate it. He wasn't originally going to sign on for the film. He declined it. Because he goes on vacation with his family all summer, every summer.
Oh.
To Cape Cod.
What?
And he was just down the street from the set, like 30 minutes or something. So I was like,
funny.
oh, shit. Fuck it. I'll take it.
What?
Yeah. And it gets funnier because... You know how, like, when they're shooting for they're looking for locations, people go around and be like, "Ooh, this is a good house. This is a good house."
Mm-hmm.
One of the houses was his in-laws.
That what?
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, so the guy who played Lewis, Jim Rash,
Mm-hmm.
he goes up and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like looking at the place, and Steve Carell's like, "That's my in-laws' house."
That's funny.
So kind of crazy.
That is crazy. So that's how you get to have the whole summer off. You become an actor.
I get it
Yeah.
now,
That
I
makes
get it
sense.
now.
Yeah.
You have a job that isn't like required to be there 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Tim, what'd you think of that wagon, though?
I mean, wagons need to make a comeback, but
Yeah, so there's a whole thing. The movie was originally going to be called The Way Back because that seat that faces backwards is called the way back seat.
Oh.
Name of the movie.
Makes
I got
sense.
it. I finally understood it.
Yeah.
And then there was a movie that came out in 2010, like 3 years prior to this, called The Way Back. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, I can't name it that. So he changed it to The Way Back.
We'll just add an extra way in there. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Which, either of you ever sat in one of those?
No.
Ah, it was amazing.
I'm sure it was. But
Yeah.
they're not around anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, incredibly unsafe. But yeah, I used to wave to people.
Nice.
Because, like, it's really weird to think about. Like, why was it faced that direction?
I don't know.
Just
Just-
for the lulz.
I was going to say, just so you can annoy people when they drive
Yeah.
behind you.
But, did you know, so, we talked about how Betty's an awful parent.
Mhm.
Trent is too.
Yeah.
Like, to his own daughter, well, because he doesn't see her all the time, she gets away with everything.
Yeah.
So she's just taking beers the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he literally, if you watch him, when she's grabbing a beer, he, like, looks the other way.
Yeah. He
Oh,
doesn't
no.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Like,
she like
he-
starts to walk out, and she's like, "See you, Dad," and he's like, "See you, have a good night," or something like that. And she grabs beers. And she
Yeah.
like, leaves. Yeah.
It wasn't fair for good old Duncan.
Mm-mm.
I felt bad for him. The first half of the movie, third maybe, it's just like, this kid's just shit out of luck.
Yeah. I think one of the worst scenes besides the 3 out of 10 scene is the life jacket scene.
Oh my god!
Like, take you out on the
Yeah.
boat. He's the only one that has to wear a life jacket. And, like, the fact that his mom doesn't, like, stick up for him.
Right.
It grinds my gears every time.
Kip did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
His friend. I was like, he actually like was a good person
Mm-hmm.
when Trent's about to throw hands at Duncan as a full-grown adult against his 14-year-old child. He was gonna fight him.
Right.
Yeah.
Kip had to intervene, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah.
That probably bothered you, Tim, being like Steve Carell's like the funny guy.
Yeah, yeah. I had to wrap my mind around this movie a lot. I really disliked his character.
Yeah.
I mean,
Steven didn't.
Obviously.
Go ahead.
But
My brother didn't enjoy this film because of that, because he's like, Michael Scott is not an asshole like this. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
but that's a typecasting, right? Like you gotta avoid typecast. You gotta appreciate that people branch out and do other stuff.
I know. And I thought he played a great asshole.
Yeah, he did well. He did fine in the role.
And then there were parts where Duncan was back to Duncan. He was the only one like at the dinner table with like 4 adults, and that's always the worst.
Yeah. Especially the adults that were like partying, right?
Yeah.
Like they were clearly high or drunk, and it's just like, ooh.
It's not a fun environment to be around. I'm not an only child, but I've had to sit at those tables.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're just sitting there eating, and like nobody wants to talk to you because you're the kid.
Right. Yeah. Especially on vacation.
Yeah.
I know. That's weird. But he finally meets Sam Rockwell, which...
Well, no.
Oh.
He met him in the beginning.
Yeah, he did.
Because he was looking at him and he revs at him with his cavalier and
Yeah.
then he smiles at him. So at first I thought that guy was going to be a dick too. I was like,
oh no!
I didn't realize Sam Rockwell was like the good guy in the movie, right? Like I thought he was
Yeah.
a fucking just a random dickhead, but then he smiled at him and I was like, all right, who's this guy going to be?
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to be his only time in the movie. But
And then Pac-Man scene comes.
Pac-Man scene is great.
Don't mess up my thing. No patterns.
Yeah, no patterns on my quarter. Yeah, and then he dies.
I know.
It was terrible.
I love it. He's like his sense of humor is fucking great in this too. Like it's just his style is so good.
A lot of it was improv.
Oh,
I'm not
nice.
surprised by how
Every time he got on the mic, the loudspeaker at the park,
Yeah.
a lot of that was improv. He would just pick it up and start speaking on the microphone.
That's funny.
He apparently had to the whole herpes line was improv, and there were actual guests at the park.
Oh no!
He had to the owner apparently was pissed, and he had to go like apologize to the owner himself.
That's funny.
Oh no!
Oh, this poor guy. Oh, those poor kids.
Yeah.
Those poor kids. But whew, once it gets to the park, it's all happy. Except for, Duncan can't take a joke.
Yeah.
Well,
like
yeah.
when he first gets there.
Water Wizz has been made in the 80s. And if it brings up to standards, it must be blown up. The Russians gave us a nuclear bomb just to do so.
And then he's like, really? Nothing?
Nothing, even the Russian part.
Yeah.
Good. Always take things literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, when he first gets there, he's like, oh, you're having too much fun. We're getting complaints. And he, gets up to leave, and he's like, really?
I
know. What's wrong with this kid?
He seems almost, he's seemingly abused.
Yeah.
Verbally.
That's true.
Right, yeah.
And then, I thought it was kind of nice. This is kind of a weird random point that I noticed. Continuous.
Mm-hmm.
Where it looks right. Like, at the beginning of the film, he's pale as fuck.
Yeah.
But, as he goes to the water park, he's getting a tan.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
Tim, I can only think of how ridiculous it was at Kings Island.
Oh,
when
man.
you and I would...
Dude.
Ooh, it was
Big
bad.
old farmer tans.
Oh, yeah. It's just you show that foot, you're like, oh, God. You can't wear flip-flops because it looks really bad. And I always joked. I was like, yeah, I got a shirt under my shirt. And take off a shirt, it's just I'm pale as shit.
There you go.
Right, you got a definitive line where your shirt stops.
I know.
Oh, God.
Did you ever... See, I always wore an undershirt. Because we had... Our uniforms were like referee.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the dudes would wear no undershirt underneath and get stripes.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and I was always like, I specifically don't want stripes. Also, it looks really gross. When
it gets super gross.
Yeah, it gets a little too translucent.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh, man. Gross.
But on his first day of work, Sam Rockwell, Owen, is kind of an ass. And he's like, hey, you got to go break up that dance group.
Yeah.
I don't think he did that to be an ass.
I know. I
He
thought
did
it was
that to,
more
like,
of...
like a growth situation. Like he knew the
Yeah.
kid needed it.
Yeah.
Like this whole time he like understood this kid and what
I
he
know.
liked. So I think it was good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have been frightened as that kid though.
Oh yeah, because I
Like-
mean, like I remember being that age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have been like, I would not have danced. I would have done shit. I probably would have just yanked that stuff off. Like,
Tim would have been like, I can't crunk.
hmm like, I ain't dancing, fool. Give me that. Like, I would have just grabbed it. I would have cared.
See, I feel like 14-year-old Adam would not have, but like by the time I was like 18, I would have.
Yeah,
So
but it obviously
I-
works out for him because he gets a nickname out of it.
Poppin'
Pop
Lock.
and Lock.
I love that. I like how there were like 3 older people working at the park and just kind of just living the dream.
Yeah. And his dance moves while he was taking the cardboard were so bad.
They were.
It's like
They improved by the
well,
time
yeah,
by
'cause
the end.
he got a good lesson, you know, but
That was
before
funny.
that- yeah.
Hey, I just want to say the whole crowd was actually supportive of him. That
That's
could have
true.
gone way worse.
That's very true.
Yeah,
But
it could have by far, especially because the kid was like straight up like they were actually just friendly, and it made me think of Always Sunny when they were talking about like organized choreographed dancing, like that whole scene, and they all go and dance and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just made me think of that, and I was like, people were fighting, and now they're dancing again. And I was like, that's pretty great. Like,
kids are dancing.
it's fucking good. Gold.
I hadn't thought about that, but I like it.
Yeah.
Now, Tim, I got to tell you about one of the scenes in this movie. I will go back and watch it on YouTube because I love it. I need a hero. I'm just looking out for a hero for the end of the day. Nobody? Bonnie Tyler?
Yeah.
Footloose? You didn't love that line? Didn't do much for you?
No, I don't think so.
He just like recites the whole song. And then he's like,
You're all dead to me.
yeah, I don't know. I just love how he recites the whole song word for word and nobody recognizes it because they're younger kids. And then he's like, you're all dead to me. And then just the sheer ridiculousness of that scene because like the guys got stuck in the tube, right? And he's like, all right, I need somebody to throw themselves down the tube. And then the guy's like, I'll do it. And he's like, okay. And then, but when he gets up there, they call him a dumbass. And he's like, I'm not sure how I'm the dumbass in this scenario. Like, I didn't get stuck in the tube. So, I don't know.
You're talking about Vladimir
Ishmael
and
and...
Mijing?
yeah, I
Mijing or
forget
something?
the last one's name. Yeah. His illegitimate sons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that was great. Loved it. But
yeah.
eventually it starts raining because, it's the summer.
It does that.
It is.
Yes.
It does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they're playing Candyland, and I was like, I felt bad about myself because like Trent's character of being like, well, we gotta play by the rules. I'm like that, but I'm like, I don't think I'm an asshole about it.
Yeah.
If it's fucking Candyland, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, like, who gives a shit about Candyland?
It's fucking Candyland.
Yeah. And I mean, that was obviously the whole point of it.
Right, right. But I was like, I thought it was funny that the daughter right there was like actually really into playing
Yeah.
Candyland.
Yeah, and then she's like, kind of, you can tell she's like upset that he's being a dick about it.
I know. Like she's noticing his assholiness.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Assholiness?
Sure, it is now.
Why not?
I like it. But eventually was this before? I guess this is before around July 4th.
Okay.
Where you first see the swinging happening. Actually, I have this whole theory that a lot of them were swingers. It's not just those two, like Trent and Joan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that a lot of them just went around and fucked each other. I have no idea. But I also don't know who the Keegans are, and I really wanted to know who they were.
Right, because they never, like, actually hung out with them, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like...
I kind of wanted them to run into them at some point and just be like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, yeah, alright, bye.
I'm not hanging out with the Keegans anymore. Betty. Oh, Betty. But apparently, like, after all that shenanigans happened... oh, no! That wasn't the first kiss scene. That was when they went and smoked pot. Yeah, because he threw away his food and then he went and did ghost... Crab facts.
Oh, yes, yes.
That was funny. Like, she seemed like a decent human.
Yeah,
The daughter?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially seeing how crazy her mom is.
Yeah. Well, and his stepsister, we'll say, wasn't very nice to her either. Like, she constantly
Right.
calls her, like I'm
bitch
going
and
through
stuff.
stuff.
And, like,
Yeah.
like, come over here and hang out, like, ordering her around. Like, what the fuck? That's just
Yeah.
more projection, though.
Yeah.
It was funny. And then, I gotta say, Peter was pretty funny to me. Because Peter's running around just being a complete ass back to his mom.
I know.
Yeah. Which is fucking
supported him.
great.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
awesome.
supported him.
The kid was strong for like a kid at his age. He was already snapping. Like, yeah, good on him.
Goes to the party later, grabs a beer. Hey, buddy. I've had a beer before. I spent a night in jail before.
Yeah, that was great too.
Spent a night in jail. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah. And then the fact that he just like, I don't know, I just love Owen's character because then like he sees the eye patch and he's like, you know how awesome this thing is? I can do so many bits with it. Like,
I know.
he's just like so loving.
He's exactly
It's
how
great.
his mom should be. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I felt like he is a great Owen is the
model.
perfect character to throw into the Big Brother program.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to have his own kids because he's irresponsible as shit.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But he can support somebody.
Like a couple days at a time.
Yeah. Perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the one question that I've always had is how the fuck does this mom or Trent not know that he's fucking working?
I don't know. Like, I guess it just shows how clueless they are. Because, like, she kind of makes a stink about him staying out late.
Mm-hmm.
But not, like, a real stink. You know what I mean? Which
Right.
it always confuses me. Like, because she's like, oh, I wish you would have told me. Or, like, you can't be gone all day. But then she never really does anything about it. It's not like she even, like, follows him. Like, Susanna is better at figuring it out than she is.
I know, I just stalked him one day.
Mm-hmm.
And how's he cash those checks?
Right. Like,
That was my favorite part because I didn't understand it.
yeah,
Because he's going to get a W-2 eventually.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Also, I was like, another thing, I looked it up because it bothered me so much. I was like, 14-year-olds can't work at a park like that. Well, apparently in the state of Massachusetts they can.
There you go.
So, solved my own mystery right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good job.
Thank you. I
Well
know. Pat myself on the back for that one.
Good.
Yeah, because, I mean, Kings Island, where we worked was what, 15?
And
Yeah.
you can only work certain hours and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can only work earlies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had to be off the clock by a certain time, and you couldn't work more than. There was a lot of rules about the amount of hours between breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, there were rules and regulations.
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot
What
of them.
about? But I thought when you were 14, you could get a job at Kroger for some reason.
Yeah.
Was that just a myth, or was that correct?
Pretty sure you could be a bagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
you couldn't
because-
handle money, you couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was easier to control your hours as like a bagger, right? Because they probably have the
Probably.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rules
because you
and
probably
regulations.
you don't need a bagger. They're extra.
Exactly, so you can just like throw them out there and then yank them off.
Mhm.
Which, Tim,
Mhm.
where we live, they're no baggers.
Mm-hmm.
It's deadly. It's awful to go grocery shopping because you're trying to bag yourself and pay for the food, all
Right.
the stuff. You're like, I can't do both.
Yeah, I think that's everywhere right now. But
Oh, okay. Well, Publix is fine. Publix will have a bagger.
yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, this movie. When they ran off to that party, I decided I need to do a whole t-shirt lookup system thing where I can find out what Sam Rockwell's shirt was for the party because I want his Hawaiian shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like the Sunny episode when they solve the bathroom crisis. I want Charlie's shirt.
Yeah.
So I need to find these things in
You're
life.
deep into the Hawaiian shirt phase to where you're like, ooh, I like that one. Let me go get that one.
I don't even know if mine are Hawaiian shirts anymore. They're printed.
I think that's just how they are now.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because, mine have, mountains and shit. There's no surfers or anything.
Right.
There are no old man Hawaiian shirts that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're just...
They've been updated for
They've
the
been
modern
updated,
era.
yeah.
Unless you're like a, what's that one guy?
You're
the
gonna
one
have to
really
give me
expensive guy who
Tommy Bahama.
There you go.
That guy.
Tommy Bahama has kept the same print for a million years.
Yeah, I actually don't really care for his stuff.
Hmm.
It's too expensive.
That makes sense.
It's like $90. I'm like, I'm not spending $90 on a shirt.
Right. I like
Unacceptable.
these ones that I've been picking up lately. I haven't bought one in a while, but I have 2 of them from them. They're technically like Hawaiian shirts, but they have like, you have to look closely at them and then you understand what they are. And a lot of them have guns and stuff, or like one is it's like blue, pink, and white, and it has unicorns on it, but they have like
Nice.
guns and stuff. And like another one is flamingos, but the legs are guns, so it's all like silly stuff like that. But
That's craziness.
Yeah.
but you have to
I
like
have
look
weird-
close to see it all. Like you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a flamingo with the machine gun for a leg. Oh, okay. That's pretty funny.
Interesting.
It's like one of those like heavily patterned shirts that you can't really tell because it's so like I think Maisie Williams, the girl who plays Arya, she has a shirt, a dress, and they're like, "Oh, what are you wearing?" And she's like, "It's luchadors, like wrestlers that wear masks." And it was like, nice.
Yeah.
But you can't tell from far away.
You
It's just
can't
a
tell.
pattern. That's
Yeah,
funny.
so she like held up her dress, like they're luchadors, and showed like outlined one of them on her side.
Nice.
I was like, I respect that. Not respect. Respect.
Respect.
Nice.
Just a little bit. Let's see. So the party scene where they all squirt Lewis because he's leaving for the umpteenth time.
Yes.
I thought it seemed like they set Duncan up to look like an ass, and then Roddy comes up with another one, and they all go wild.
Yeah.
Also, I would hate that.
Being squirted.
Water
or...
in a house?
Oh, cleaning it up. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's part of the water park. It's whatever.
I know. You're expecting water to be everywhere at a water park.
Yeah. Well, and it's at Sam Rockwell's house, right? So, like, I have to imagine he doesn't
He does
care.
not give a shit.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't care.
Yeah. Also, I found it funny. He had a picture of Duncan with all the life jackets because of the earlier scene.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like holding him with a big old grin.
Yeah.
And yeah. But after the party, am I missing anything before we go after the party?
Well, doesn't he open the water park, Owen, by himself?
Yes.
And he puts all the chairs in circles so, like, people
Yes.
can talk to each other. But he's like, we put those in rows,
rows,
right?
yeah.
It's a 10-step process.
Yeah. And then he doesn't know that they sell coffee, which is
I think
hilarious
he did,
as well.
but he was just like messing with him.
Yeah.
I can't tell sometimes.
Right. That's just how his personality is, and it was fucking great.
Yeah.
He's so great. He's by far he's honestly probably one of my favorite characters that I've seen in a movie. Just in general.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that.
Like, yeah, no.
He's just happy, man.
Yeah, he is. But eventually you get to the climax of the film where Duncan yells at Trent for like sleeping with Joan.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can't tell if that's like if Kip knew.
I don't know.
That's the whole swingers conversation. Like if Kip knew he was swinging around with other people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't like put himself off that way.
No, he didn't. He actually seemed kind of pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he didn't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He kills my swinger theory.
Yeah, because
I
if he
really feel like they
did,
weren't, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you would have seen him, like, trying to hook up with, I don't even know the mom's name. Whatever the mom's name is.
Pam.
Or the crazy lady next door. Like,
That, I don't
Crazy
think
Lady
anybody.
almost made it seem like she was like a part of like some swinger thing with them.
That's
like, all the
why.
comments she was making, but I also just took that as like crazy neighbor,
She's crazy?
single lady.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what it was that she made me think that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her character alone.
Yeah. But anywho, so Duncan's known for a while.
Yeah.
But his mom is just now realizing. And so he's like, do something about it, yada yada,
Right.
like
That's
making a
what the
scene in
fight scene.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it sounds like that's what happened with his biological father.
Yeah.
That he was cheating on her with some young girl in Santiago.
Santiago.
So that's actually what led to the party scene.
Mm-hmm.
Take me or I'll scream. Okay, I guess we're going to a party. Duncan tries to climb a fence.
Or defuse the key.
Roddy. Yeah. I know, it was great.
So good.
I like how nobody
Not
even
mentioned
cared that he was there.
These guys are also great wingmen.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Hey, Duncan, please come to the Duncan, please come to the
Yeah,
stand.
they literally like pull him away just to make a point. It's really funny.
I know. Why are you over here talking to us when she's over there? Oh, and then he does the little speech that he gets from Owen from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I think at that point she's like, oh gosh, he actually has a personality.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than, I think it's going to be a hot summer. So, there's that. But after the party, where he stayed out the entire night, which was probably a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also good on him, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, good for him, but like, I'm sure his mom was freaking the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
They're leaving. Movie's over.
Yeah,
They're
what the
leaving.
hell?
Yeah.
I was not okay with that.
I just want more scenes with him with
And
Owen.
at the water park.
Right,
Yeah.
I wanted more. I hated that they were just like leaving and he didn't get to say goodbye, and then obviously.
Oh,
they
I
do.
know.
But I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. He
He
has to say goodbye.
He would have known. The kid was just they left, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he would have been sad. I'm sure Duncan would have tried to call him. Hey, Owen. My mom took me away.
I'm not coming in.
But he passes him on the water slide.
Yeah.
How'd you do it? What happens in the tube stays in the tube. And please tell me you didn't think of Sonny. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah,
The water park
absolutely.
The entire time. Mac and D stuffing it and like clogging up a fucking
Oh my god!
slide.
Yeah. I also don't think shoving another human down there would have fixed your situation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of her point when she yells at him, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Got lucky.
Yeah. That role for Caitlin, like Maya Rudolph's character, was originally going to be smaller. And they were just like, you got to show like you guys are in like some sort of relationship, but barely have any screen time.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of it. Like,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can tell, like, they like each other, but then also she wants
like,
him
upset.
to be better. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
they achieved it, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last scene when, like, Trent, like, he finally meets the mom, right? And then he meets Trent and he, like, sandwiches himself, Owen does, between, like, Duncan and Trent. And I was like, I don't know, that scene just always makes me want to cry. It's just, like, so good.
no,
like,
it's so
he's
good.
protecting him. Yeah.
And I
You're
think
like-
the mom knew what was up there too. Which I was kind
Exactly.
of like thinking the mom was going to be like, we're going to stay. And then they would hit it off. But that would kind of break up
Yeah.
the whole feeling with Owen. And I don't think Owen would. But,
Yeah.
you know, it would have been cool if they
Yeah.
just decided to stay. And she went,
Stay.
it's like, okay, well, you can use the house. She's like, no, we're going to get our own. And that like solidified the whole. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
can you
I also enjoyed how she just crawls into the back
Yeah.
with him. Super dangerous to do while someone's driving. But it's, I don't know. It was like a nice like image.
Yeah. And I feel like my only critique would be like, I wanted to see them like start talking. Cause like, you know, she has a bunch of questions, right? Like
Right.
you've basically been working here all summer. Like,
But maybe she knows he doesn't want to talk in front of
What's
Mr.
his
3
name?
out
that
of
could
10.
be too.
exactly. Yeah. Either way, you can tell that they ended up
Yeah.
in a better spot, it seems like.
Yeah. So one interesting thing about this movie is apparently instead of renting a bunch of trailers, because you know how in movies they rent in trailers and bring them in, they actually rented out a house instead, and were like, okay, you guys can hang out there when you need to like in between takes.
Oh, nice.
And apparently the cast was all coming in and out like when they weren't even doing it because they're like they just enjoyed being around each other
Aw.
and like hung out on weekends and everything.
That's nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Seems like a group of people. Like some of them seem like they do other movies and stuff with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Movies and stuff. Yep. I'm very, very, very professional sounding with that.
Yeah.
I know. But that is all of my notes.
I have a few more.
Okay.
Just Owenisms that I really enjoy. So one of the the things that I really like.
Are they your Owenisms?
Yeah, that they pull all the way through the movie is like when he's like, we gotta start having faster conversations.
Oh,
yeah, that's so good.
In the last scene when he's like, faster conversations, and he hugs him.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's good. They just pull it all the way through. And you like get to see Duncan grow a little bit there. And then the other one that's like really funny is like when they're doing the whole like you gotta hold like holding, and then they like send them through after that chick, and then like they go into the pool and he loses his trunks because they're so big. Owen's like, you've gone too far, too far, and I just find that hilarious. Like, it's so good.
I will say I also found that part creepy.
That's what Adam was saying too.
Yeah, the dude is like, all right, that's just creepy, man. You work at a fucking water park. Yeah.
Exactly.
I said it was creepy, and I was like, is it weird that it's less creepy that when Duncan does it?
I mean, I guess they're closer to
they're
his
closer
age,
to
right?
age, but it's still creepy because like that's the whole point of it. But
it's a creep thing.
Yeah, it is creepy.
Yeah,
I just
that we
thought
all
it was
agree.
hilarious that
it
his trunks
was funny
fell
when
off.
his trunks fell off. Yeah.
Dude, those looked. Yeah, there's no mesh in it, so it just falls out.
Learned that one the hard way. Like, what?
I will be wearing my underwear underneath here.
Yeah.
My boxers. Tim, you got any more notes? Sam set hers down.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that was it. Yep.
All right. There's quite a few actors and characters in this film.
Gotta take your time with it.
I know. Duncan is played by Liam James. He's in the movie 2012. He's in a show called Deadly Class on Sci-Fi, on the Sci-Fi Network. It seems like the Umbrella Academy.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
But I never saw that. Tim, did you?
The Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. But he's also in The Killing, which
shit.
Sam watched. Sam will always start this show and never finish it, but it's like a homicide show.
Mm-hmm.
Like a true crime, but not really true.
You mean the thing that's called The Killing is about a killing? Weird.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
I call them as I see them.
Yeah, good job.
Owen is played by Sam Rockwell.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He's in Moon, Seven Psychopaths, Jojo Rabbit. Honestly, I try and not just like go and see a movie based on just who the actor is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also in he's in Galaxy Quest.
He is in Galaxy Quest, and he plays the character Guy, and he's fucking phenomenal in that movie.
I know, and
That's
Sam's
one of my
like,
favorite
I don't really want to
characters of
see
all
it.
time, too. What?
Nice.
You don't want to see Galaxy Quest?
I remember it back in the day. I remember it being good, but I feel like it's one of those movies that I don't know if it's going to be as good as it was when we were little.
No. My family, we watch it all the fucking time. We used to like, if we were bored and we were like, oh man, let's watch a movie. Oh, Galaxy Quest. Look, here we go. It was like all the time.
Instead of playing Candyland, he watched Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, we literally like I can't even describe it. It's just like, sometimes we're just like, oh look, Galaxy Quest, and we would just watch it because it's so good.
Nice.
And it holds up to today. So we might be watching.
So Tim
that
gets
then.
a near and dear.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
Which there are only 7 categories left, and one of them is near and dear.
Da da da.
Yeah, no, and then he's also in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which he plays a crazy character in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Pam is played by Toni Collette.
Mm-hmm.
She's in The Sixth Sense, Knives Out, and The Thief and the Cobbler. You guys remember that earlier this season?
Yeah.
I remember that. Trent is played by Steve Carell, not Carol. He plays, who's he play, Sam? He's in like 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Foxcatcher, and he's Agent Michael Scarn.
Mm-hmm.
That Level Midnight.
Yeah.
Most important film in history.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
From The Office. Obviously, if you've not seen The Office, that is a reference to that. Betty, she's played by Allison Janney. She's in Bombshell, The Help, Juno. What's funny is I recognize her so much, but I cannot find the movies I've seen her in.
I feel like she's like smaller characters.
Yeah, she's a character actor.
I don't know if she's a character actor, but I don't know that she's ever like.
Was she in that show like there's a TV show about moms. She plays like the what would be the grandma. I don't know. I think that's where she might be from. Anyway, Susanna is played by Anna Sophia Robb, not Rorb. So I always keep thinking that she's like one of the Fanning sisters, like the Fanning sisters. But Sam likes to remind me she is in fact the girl from Bridge to Terabithia. Which, if you need to cry, go watch that or read the book.
Yeah, the book's really short, so you could get that in too.
I still remember Sam came in one day. She was in the other room reading when we were up in Oxford. And she just came out crying. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, what happened? Like, it seemed like a dog died or something. This book is just really sad. Okay?
Rude.
Do you remember
Everybody
that?
agrees with that. Yes!
Oh, it's depressing.
It was assigned for my children's literature class, which lols. I loved college. Like, could I just take another class like that again? Anyway.
She's
so
also
like,
in... Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to read this and then cry my face off. Now continue.
She's also in Soul Surfer.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she is in the Carrie Diaries.
Yes.
She plays Carrie Bradshaw?
Yes.
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 Caitlin is played by Maya Rudolph. She's in Grown Ups, where they also go to Water Wizz.
Yeah, true.
What?
And she was also pregnant with another child.
Wow.
So do you remember
Oh, yeah.
Grown Ups?
Yeah.
Yeah. The water park is also known as Water Wizz there.
Yeah. And she's pregnant during that film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like she was early in her pregnancy in this one, but still pregnant nonetheless. But she's in Bridesmaid, and she's also in Luca.
Nice.
Kip is played by Rob Corddry, who also is another guy I feel like I recognize constantly, but...
He's like a side character.
Yeah.
right?
He's never like major.
Yeah.
Can we get him in What We Do in the Shadows to be like Colin Robinson's brother?
Or something, yeah.
That would be amazing. Oh
Like-
my god.
But they already did like a duplicate Colin Robinson episode.
Yeah.
Darn it. But he's in Warm Bodies, Hot Tub Time Machine, and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Nice. Another Steve
Whoa.
Carell film.
Yeah, that one's depressing as fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to see more range from him, Tim, watch that one.
I guess I'll have to.
Keira Knightley's his co-star.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Roddy is played by... Okay, I want to guess that he pronounces his name as Nate and not Nat. N-A-T.
Oh, okay.
But
Could be
You
Nat.
never know.
Nat Faxon. I'm pretty sure it's Nate. Anyways, I'm going to call him Nate because that sounds weird. He's in The Descendants, Bad Teacher, Disenchantment. He plays Elfo in Disenchantment.
Nice.
Ah.
If you've watched that, he plays the green version of Bart Simpson. More or less, right?
Yeah.
Lewis is played by Jim Rash, who I've talked about. He's in Community, which he's the like dean.
Mm-hmm.
I find his character hilarious in that. Dan Harmon showed him. If you ever want to watch a show written by Rick and Morty writer.
Interesting.
He's also in Sky High. Yeah, I think he's the principal in that or something. I don't know. He's also and then Home Sweet Home Alone. So they remade Home Alone and he's in it. He's the bell choir instructor.
Okay.
And then last but not least is Kyle. You know Kyle. Everyone knows Kyle.
Kyle?
Yeah, also known as Vladimir.
Oh.
So I only brought him up because Sam and I always get excited when we see him because he plays Rowley in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but the actor's name is Robert Capron. Capron? I don't know. Fuck it. And he's also in Frankenweenie and Bye Bye Buddy.
Nice.
But Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Tim, you would absolutely despise them, but they're funny. It's like one of those kids movies that's
Right.
like we enjoy. It's like at that like peak where you might find parts funny, but it's a kids movie. But so this was a director-writer combo movie.
Oh.
So Jim Rash also worked on it with Nate Faxon.
Oh, nice.
So it was both of their directorial debuts, and the first scenes were all done indoors because it was raining out, and they had to actually be in the scenes, so they weren't off camera doing like the and action.
Gotcha.
So the critics gave this an 83%, audience an 84%, IMDb with a 7.4 out of 10, which I got to remind you is actually basically anything above 7 is considered pretty damn good. And then Google with an 82.
Nice.
Sam, as the person who picked this film, would you watch this? Flip it on.
Clearly. Yeah. I just really like this movie. I didn't work in a water park, but worked in some amusement parks, theme parks, and Sam Rockwell's a good character. So,
so great.
It's a nice little coming of age story. I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
Clears throat.
yeah. Sam Rockwell, amazing. I think for the child actors in this movie, they were actually really good.
That's true too.
They weren't like awful to watch, and I actually didn't even consider that thought until just now when I was thinking about Duncan and the daughter of the crazy lady and stuff. And everybody actually does really well. The only one that's kind of a child actor is Pirate, or Crazy Eye, whatever his name is. But
Peter.
Even then, he's okay. Like, he's not
because he's an ass,
overbearing or anything like that. Yeah, like he still seems like he's his age, right? He just kind of has his own. He talks back his own way and stuff.
He doesn't seem like. So sometimes with kids, they end up talking like an adult because an adult wrote their character.
Exactly, and I absolutely hate that. That pisses me off so much. But anyway, Steve Carell, good on you for changing the range and doing that. But I hated your character, which was the intention. So good job. I still love him as an actor. Everybody else did a good job. All the friendly faces, you'd see in other movies. This is an absolute flip on for me. I think people need to watch it. I'm drawing it out a little bit, but yeah.
You gotta start having faster conversations.
Sam was over here like faster conversations.
So yeah, flip it on for sure. People need to watch this movie. It was phenomenal. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, so yeah, obviously I'm flipping it on too. This is the movie I pick out when I need feel good.
I like it.
I like a feel good film. Like Sam Rockwell's character, I don't know why, but like I aspire to be like that. Like be like
sure,
not necessarily like a good role model. It's like maybe not necessarily that lax in life. Like where I'm like rolling out of bed at like 11 a.m.
Nah, I aspire to do that.
And just like throwing my leg up and being like, "How's it going, Pac-Man kid?"
Yeah.
Maybe not that aspect, but like just how he is a good person.
Yeah, he is.
And that is what I aspire to be, is a good person.
Yeah.
I like to believe I am, but it's not for me to judge. Anyway, so yeah, flip it on. Again, feel good movie. If you want to like just be happy. Well, it's going to be a rough happiness, but
sure.
Yeah, it's hard at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, the beginning, that 3 out of 10 conversation, I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, that just sets the tone. But.
I know. And fuck the guy if that truly happened, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You don't say that to anybody.
That's just projection. Like, that's... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to next week, we're going to sit here and hope that Tim gets near and dear so we can watch Galaxy Quest. So Sam, spin it for him.
I said this last week, but the wheel gets really weird now because there's just like big old blobs and it just keeps turning into more blobs. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Because the slivers were so small before.
Well, yeah, like 4 out of 7 of them are the same category.
Tim got a pick 3.
Ooh, pick 3.
All right, so how are we doing this?
Do you want to pick the platform and I'll pick the genre, or do you want me to pick the genre?
I don't care.
I want to pick the genre.
Okay. Platform. All right, let's see. We did Netflix recently. Did HBO Max. Let's go with...
Survey says.
Hulu.
The Hulu. Well, Hulu's tough, but we'll try. Because sometimes HBO stuff comes up on there.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Okay. So genre. Let's see. Oh, I could choose classics. Tim loves the classics. What the fuck? Wow, they just keep going. What have we done recently? We did this. We did... What was before this?
Red Notice.
Red Notice. So we did an action film.
I don't know what we did before that.
Yeah, because there was something in between. I'm kind of feeling science fiction.
Science fiction. Clicky. Okay.
All right.
And then I pick a number.
Yeah, but we got to figure out where
If
they're.
you
Okay,
just
there's
have
an
it-
A to
I
Z
guess I can't
section.
look at it. That's right. Yeah. So
Yeah, there's an A to Z section. So pick a number 1 through. Fuck, that's a
A lot.
Yeah. 1 through a lot.
1 through a lot.
And it's A to Z, so
So there's at least
But-
26 categories.
well, yeah, like
Or
well,
26 listing. Yeah, 26 movies. Whatever. How many letters are in the alphabet?
at least 26. And some of them are doubled. Like Evolution's on this list twice.
Well, that's
Oh.
weird.
Maybe it's a different language or something?
I
Or a
don't
different
know.
version of it?
One of them is on Cinemax and one of them is on Hulu.
There you go.
That's what it is. So, all right, Tim.
I don't know what range to pick.
I would say within 200
within 200.
or 150. Let's go 150.
Okay, I was going to go over both of those.
I don't think it's over those numbers.
69, dude.
69,
Nice.
that works. So I just got to count to 23.
1, 2, skip a few, 1,000,000
I got a movie called Firestarter.
I've heard of that.
So it's actually on HBO.
Let's see.
That was my whole thing with Hulu was
yeah,
that
so it's going to be difficult.
because his list won't match because we have Cinemax still.
Should we just do plus or minus or whatever until we hit
A Hulu?
an actual Hulu?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I don't plus 2? I don't know.
I said Firestarter?
Yeah.
HBO.
-2?
Okay, -2, yeah.
What is this? I've never heard of this. It's called Fast Color.
What?
Okay.
Is it
Hunted
on?
by Mystery.
Is it on
It's on
Hulu?
Hulu.
Okay.
It's a thriller drama movie, but it was listed under sci-fi.
What's it called again?
Fast Color. Yeah, make sure you have it.
2018.
Yep.
Hunted by mysterious forces and okay. Well,
Supernatural abilities.
sure, why not?
Let's do this. All right. So cool. Catch us next week, and we gotta have faster conversations.